The next 24 hours could be the key to this election. Back to talk about what will happen this Super Tuesday. It's almost Super Tuesday in a couple minutes. Nina Turner, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye. Not Bernie Sellers, but Bakari Sellers. So, Nina, I have to ask you this. Televangelist Mark Burns, he's a pastor backing Donald Trump, told a rally today that Bernie Sanders has to, quote, got to get saved. You got to meet Jesus. The Anti-Defamation League responded saying, neither at Bernie Sanders nor any other Jew needs to be saved. What we do need, presidential campaigns without bigotry. I mean, that's officially known as that. That's a mic drop right there. It's 2016, Nina. Were you surprised by this?
Really, I am. I mean, give me a break. I mean, in this country, people have a right to worship the way that they believe best suits them. So it definitely makes no sense to me. A lot of people subscribe to different religions in this country, so I have no words for that.
Bakari, that is a mic drop, isn't it? That was a great response.
That is a mic drop, and Pastor Burns, I believe, is from South Carolina too, so it's another one of those moments where I just have to shake my head and say to the rest of the country, I'm sorry.
You should have known that one. You should be like, I don't know where he's from. Don't own that one. Amen.
He needs Jesus. So listen.
Oh.
So tomorrow is a big day. The Democrats have 691 delegates at stake tomorrow. So where is Bernie Sanders going to win? Nina, that's for you.
Yeah, I think he's going to do very well in my home state. I mean, we certainly made 1 million calls today. Today will be our 1 millionth call that we made, so I'm really excited about that. He has really closed the closed the gap between him and Secretary Clinton in this state and also in Illinois. So I think I'm praying for a Michigan miracle.
A double and a Michigan miracle. Okay,
yes.
Bakari, let's say Bernie Sanders wins Illinois, maybe even Ohio. So where does that leave Secretary Clinton?
Oh, I mean, it still leaves her with a very good night. The delegate-rich state tomorrow night the Democrats are fighting for is Florida. I expect that it's 246 delegates up for grabs. I expect Hillary Clinton to have a resounding victory in Florida.
Are you spinning, Bakari? Is that a spin? Oh, no, it's still great.
No, it's a fact. I mean, listen, it's a fact. I mean, she'll do well in North Carolina. She'll do well in Virginia. The Democratic map from Texas to Florida all the way up to Virginia will be owned by Hillary Clinton. And Ohio, Illinois, and Missouri are going to be very close. And after tomorrow, Don, we only have 3 states left that are delegate-rich. We only have New York, California, and Pennsylvania. So the map and the road for the nomination for Bernie Sanders, it slims down exponentially.
Angela, Bernie Sanders, the campaign scored a victory by winning a lawsuit in Ohio that's going to allow 17-year-olds to vote in the primary. You say Hillary Clinton should have joined that lawsuit. Why?
I do think so. I think that we've talked throughout about her kind of seeding the youth and millennial vote, and I think that's been a challenge for her throughout. We've seen gaps from, Bernie Sanders winning 80% to her 20%. It was a great opportunity for her to say, I care about you. I'm not just going to fight for you after I win the presidency. I'm going to start fighting for you and your vote now, particularly in Ohio, where, of course, Senator Turner is familiar, where John Kasich has done everything he could to suppress the vote. And so this was an opportunity to say, there's no voter suppression here. Democrats won't stand for that. We're going to stand together because your vote matters.
Nina, in Illinois, for example, Bernie Sanders doing well among white voters. Hillary Clinton going to need a strong showing among minority voters to keep that state. We talk a lot about how Hillary needs to work on the youth vote, but does Bernie need to work on his appeal with minority voters?
Well, he is, Don, and I think it's just truly, a misconception. I mean, again, we cannot forget that he's a senator from Vermont. He has not had a national profile in the same way that the secretary has, and he's covering great ground. I mean, he was at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church about 2 Saturdays ago here in Ohio. He's been traveling, in most of the southern states. He has been there. I've been there with him and other African-American surrogates, too. I mean, his entire history, though, speaks to he doesn't have to make things up. He doesn't have to say one thing in front of one audience and say another thing to another audience. His history from being a young 22-year-old, even up to today, shows that he believes and he works for social justice and what is right for the working poor and middle class in this country. But he is working very hard, make no mistake, to earn those votes, both in the African-American community and also the Latino community as well.
Nina gets the last word tonight. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.